Hello everyone and welcome back to another 100 days in Satisfactory. Whilst I'm moving over some resources to the site of our first project here, I just wanted to take a second to thank everyone who watched and commented on the first 100 days. The response on that video was absolutely incredible. I'm still mind blown by it and I'm so glad that you all liked it. So I just wanted to make sure that I said thank you here. But yeah, I guess there isn't all that much left to say here in the intro. You guys all know what's going on here by now. So let's get to working on our first project of this next 100 days. But what is this project? Drum roll please. It's a field gen plan, which I was talking about at the end of the last 100 days, so it's not exactly a huge surprise, but okay, let's go. Alright, so let's take you through bit by bit here on how I built up this fuel generator plant. And I gotta say, this is by far my favourite thing I've ever built in Satisfactory, and I think you guys will absolutely agree because it's just, it's just huge, it's just ginormous, that's really the main draw to it. Anyway, I started off by building up the foundation, which I will admit took me a few tries to get right. The main reason being that the main body of this factory is a circle, and I've never built a circle in Satisfactory before, so I was clicking through a whole bunch of tutorials trying to understand how to make it work properly. This is the main one that I ended up using, but yeah, just in general, I did struggle a bit making this circular foundation, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. So we ended up with that circular base, and then we added 2 bits jutting off from the side, and this is where the refineries are going to be going. I ended up with 11 refineries per row, and we have 4 rows, so that's 44 refineries in total, within this newly updated biome from update 6, which probably isn't really that new by the time this video is coming out, but it is for me. Anyway, within this biome there are 7 impure oil nodes, 4 normal oil nodes, and 2 pure oil nodes. And they leave you with quite a bit of oil, but we're not doing just that. We are overclocking every single oil extractor to 200% except for 2 impure nodes. And the only reason we're not overclocking those 2 nodes is just because it makes our numbers easier to deal with. If we overclock those, it'd just be a bit more difficult to work out. I am aware that in update 6 there's some way to scan the map for all the nodes in the area, and it even lets you know like their purity and if you have a miner on it already and all that fancy stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's a locked down the Quartzman tree and I don't have that yet, so instead I just ran around on foot and used the new map pins to work out the nodes myself. And I gotta say, by the way, the devs of Satisfactory did a fantastic job with this new biome. It looks absolutely incredible, especially compared to what it was before. It is hands down my favourite biome in the game now. And I've also heard that they plan to add more resource nodes to the biome eventually, because right now all there is oil, but once there are more nodes in this biome, I for sure want to come back here and expand the factory. Anyways, next up I actually had to get the refineries in on these jutty out bits, which I can't really think of a better name for. The crude oil feeds into these refineries from beams on the roof, and then the pipes will drop down into the refineries, and then the fuel that comes out of the refineries exits the building, moves its way down the wall, and then comes back into the building on the floor below. I'll admit I still don't quite understand how all the pipes work in this game. I should have probably tried to figure that out before starting this giant project that relies on nothing but pipes, but yeah, I don't know, let's just cross our fingers. Of course, I couldn't actually connect these refineries to the oil inputs yet because I didn't have any oil inputs, so that's what I got to work on next. On the foundation we have 3 walls, then 2 jutting out, then 3 walls, then 2 jutting out, and so on and so on, and it's on the middle of the 3 wide sections that I wanted the pipes to come into the building through. As I mentioned earlier, I used the new map pins to mark out where all the oil nodes are, so I split them all into 5 groups, 1 to the west, 1 to the south, 1 to the east, and 1 to the far east, and then 1 which was right next to the build. Each of those groups were fed into a different one of the 3 wide wall segments, and I transported them in by pipes on top of these steel frame foundations, just like we did over in the desert project. Also, I'm colouring pipes this time around. I think I've seen a good few people doing this, but since the pipes are carrying crude oil, which is black, I'm colouring the pipes black to correspond with that. The pipes carrying fuel are staying at the default orange, and then in the future if we have heavy oil residue that'll be purple, or pipes carrying water will be blue. So yeah, I'm going to start doing that with all the factories that utilise fuel from here on out. I think that's a really nice little detail. Anyways, non-overclocked impure pipes have 60 oil, overclocked impure pipes have 120 oil, the normal pipes have 240, and the pure pipes had 480. In the basement I had to make a whole bunch of pipe spaghetti to get the right numbers in the right pipes to properly support all the refineries, so each row is supplied with 1 pipe of 60 and 2 pipes of 300 each. You can see here all the pipes coming down from the rafters on the roof into the refineries. Right in the centre of the main circle is where I want all of our pipes and a hypertube to go right up to the top of our factory, and then we're going to drop all the fuel back down into the fuel power plant on each level. I think this is a pretty smart idea so that I can just get all the fuel all the way up to the top using pumps, and then I just don't have to think about pumps whatsoever while feeding fuel into the generators. Anyways, now what I needed to do was just build up the factory a bit, but partway through doing that I remembered something pretty important that could have delayed this project by hours if I didn't catch it here. Wait, hang on. I just kind of realised we're going to need 147 fuel generators, and each fuel generator of course takes computers. Everything else here we are crafting already, but the computers we are not. This is going to slow me down like crazy if I don't get those going now. Assuming that desert project runs at 100% efficiency for what it was designed for, that means it's going to take 2.5 hours to get the computers that we need for this factory. I've got to go. I've got to start those going right now, because if I don't, I'm going to be kept behind by so much. I can't believe I haven't thought that through. The main reason I think is because we can't automatically bring the plastic from here to here yet, because I haven't set up trains or anything like that. So yeah, I've got to bring over as much plastic as I possibly can to make up a whole bunch of circuit boards, and then I'll need to grab even more plastic to make the computers themselves, if I remember correctly. So yeah, we gotta get on that. By the way, being able to use these blade runners and the jetpack at the same time is so good. I would have fallen to my death so many times if I didn't have both of these things. And I completely forgot this plateau up here that had literally nothing on it. They updated this area in update 6 as well. So now it has this really nice lake on it. Oh, hang on. Yo, I didn't know that was there. I don't have it yet, but update 6 I know added a boombox, and I'm pretty sure that's a cassette tape. I don't know what one it is. The only one I know is there's a Deep Rock Galactic one, and I'm very excited and I want to find that one. What is this? Hunt down. Obviously I can't use that yet, although maybe, yeah, I can totally go grab a boombox from the awesome shop at some point. There's just so much stuff in update 6, and I feel like I've barely even covered this. I mean, I haven't. I've barely even covered any of the stuff from before. All right, so hopefully all this stuff is actually still working properly. Yeah, we should start getting, perfect. Awesome, these are going in here now. That should leave us with loads of circuit boards. So that should be good for now. In a little bit, I will come back and check up on that. Hopefully by the time we actually need them, we'll have enough computers for all the fuel generators. We are already at 15 hours into this next 100 days. Anyways, now that we've got all that out of the way, we'll get back into building our tower. Yeah, so with all the fuel that we're producing, if we have 8 generators on each tier like we have here, we're gonna need a total of 18 tiers. And this right here is 9. And now that I'm standing back kind of looking at this, I'm feeling like going any higher is gonna put the whole proportions of this build out of whack. Like if I doubled the height of this, would it still look like the foundation could actually support it? Keeping in mind that the base is gonna be going inwards even more as we go up the build. Also, I've got to think about the fact that I'm already a 1/5 of the way through this 100 days, and I'm still a good ways off finishing this one build. So what I think I'm gonna do is build up this tower to the height that we've got set out here, and once these 100 days are over, I can build a bridge somewhere around here over to a second tower that will house all the remaining fuel generators that we need, and that is something that I'll be able to do on stream. Hopefully. Maybe, I'm still not really sure on that part, but I definitely can't do this whole thing in this one video, so I think that is a pretty good option. Plus, I'm pretty sure most of you guys would like to see some Satisfactory streams from me, so this kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Hopefully you guys are alright with that, but either way, let's keep on building up the first of 2 towers. Right as I got back into my building, I realized my input pipes were a little bit messed up, so I went ahead and fixed those first, and I also realized that I had the wrong fuel recipe selected. Well done me. You see, there's 2 recipes to make fuel in the refineries, one that only takes heavy oil residue and only produces fuel. That was the one that I accidentally had selected, and the other takes only crude oil but produces fuel and polymer resin. And that meant that I had to figure out what to do with the 1,320 resin that I was producing in my refineries every minute, so honestly I opted for the easy way out by just shoving in 4 awesome sinks on the ends of my refinery corridors. If in the future we need any extra plastic or rubber, then we can just reroute the resin into a new factory to actually make use of it. So that's pretty nice if we ever need more of that stuff at any other factories in the future. We've kind of got most of it going already. From there, I pretty much just kept building up the factory, making runs to transport plastic and circuit boards every once in a while. I finally got enough computers to put in all the fuel generators. I then connected up the power through the center column to power all of the pumps, and I set up all of the fuel inputs on the fuel fuel generators. I used a lot of valves to try and make this all work properly, but I'll show you that here in just a second. Then all I had to do was hook up the power to the generators themselves, and the project was finally done. And it only took 35 hours. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But here is okay, listen, it's not quite finished. Sue me. Whatever. As you can see, I'm very much not done with the top. The entrance obviously still needs a little bit of work, but functionally it's all done, and most of the exterior is done as well, as is the interior. This build actually turned out a lot different to what I imagined in my head at first, and that's kind of why I haven't built up the top, and I also want to build up that second tower, which, like I said, we're probably going to do on stream before I work on all that. So it's not quite finished, but it's about as finished as it's going to be for this 100 days. Let me come down and show you. Oh god, I did not jump off with very much force there. Let me jump down and show you the build. So as you saw, we've got all the pipes coming in here, and I built up this kind of temporary little entrance just to make it a little bit easier to land and get through this, because I was flying through this one hole the whole time. But yes, as you go through here, we've got some pillars now. I also have a little storage area over here, and the rain is coming all the way from the top, and man, does that not look incredibly cool? Because I think it does. But yeah, I built up this little storage area. Normally I would bring all the resources that I've used for this build back to the main base, or just throw them in a sink. But like I said, we are going to be building up this second tower at some point. So what's the point in bringing things away? Just have to run and bring things back at some point in the future. So that's what we have this little area for the time being. So from the entrance, eventually this will be made to be a bit more grand, a bit bigger. But yeah, we got the big glass tube going up. This is where all our pipes are going. We've got the hype tube going at the top. I think it looks super cool with all the wires up there. You slide down into it, and then you can just use this to go all the way to the top of the tower. And again, it just looks so cool. And it takes a hell of a long time to get up here. So at the top, obviously unfinished, but each of these pipes I think have 440 fuel in. This valve here is just to stop it from falling down. I don't know if that would actually happen, but that's what I've done. The stuff goes through here. We have a valve. This will eventually go over into the second tower. It has a limit of 220. So there's another valve right here, which has 220 as well. So underneath the floors of each level, we have one of these. So this is 220. This one down here is, if I can access it, no! It's 196, and that's because that's 24 taken away from 220, because each refinery takes 12, so that makes sure that these are always going to get 12. We've also got these valves here, so this is always going to get 12, that one's always going to get 12, it can't go back up, and this is always going to get, what was it, 196? And then it keeps taking away 24 every level on each one of these pipes, and then make sure that ideally they will all get what they need, except for down here. Humongous fall, the bottom layer is a little bit different, and that's because these fuel generators are on 16.6 recurring percent, because I just had a tiny bit of extra fuel, and that's what those need. So these let 2 in, and that valve lets, I think, 4 in. That would make sense. And I shouldn't be showing you this because it's going to be bothering you, but this is what it looks like downstairs. It is the ugliest thing. I kind of forgot about this actually. I kind of need to fill in these holes, but we'll do that at some point. You can see the fuel coming down in from the outside that moves its way over there into the central column, and the polymer resin makes its way down this into the awesome sinks that we have here. Speaking of awesome sinks, we have loads of coupons saved up. Anyways, I think that about covers it. That's pretty much the build. It's just a fuel plant. We're never going to have a reason to go in here unless we're building more in it, and that's not even going to happen for a long time. So yeah, that's the build done. But we are going to go back to the main base, I think. We've got a few things to take care of over there. Alright, here we are back at base. So I want to see what we can spend all of those coupons on. Also, the Christmas event happened and I collected some presents, but I never had time to actually do anything, so whatever. Oh yes, also DNA points until next coupon. That's a thing now. So I saved most of these over the last 100 days, and it's kind of paid off, even though I didn't know it would. Can I research? Thank you. Oh, and you know what? I completely forgot. I didn't show you how much power we're actually making now. We went from about 5,000 and now we're producing about 18,000, although it still varies a little bit. I'm not quite sure why that is. So yeah, massive upgrade, like 3 times. And then I can add basically 12,000 more when I build up the other tower. But these should be ready now. There we go. Oh my god. I emptied my inventory out into this coming back from the factory because we didn't quite enough storage in that little storage area I made underneath the fuel plants, and we now have 24 coupons. We're getting loads more from these DNA points, hopefully. Let's see, how much is this going to get us? How many DNA points is one of those? Wait, is it just 1,000 each? Because that like kind of went all the way up. I don't know, screw it, let's just shove them all in. Let's see. Oh yeah, points for days. Oh, we're rich! We're rich! We've got all the coupons you could ever want. We have all the coupons. Incredible. Holy Jesus Christ, we are rich. What the hell? 58 coupons! Yes, please. Thank you. Oh my god, do we have any in here? 70 coupons? What the shit is that noise? There's a hog inside my thing. I think all the enemies respawned when update 6 hit. Coupon, fix it, shop things. What do I want? I definitely want these conveyor ceiling mounts. Sure, why not? Wow, we actually have way more than I thought we had. We'll grab the last material there. Boombox stuff. Wait, hold on. 1,000? What the? We're gonna get the factory cart. We're gonna get the boombox and this tape, I guess. I don't know any of the other ones. I don't know the goats in. Wait, it's free. I'll take that then. Coffee cup. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I have it. I have the stuff now. I can do it. I can afford it. You know what? We're also going to add the billboards. How much are we up to right now? 36. Oh my god. Sure. Light control panel. Don't know why I'd need it. Sure. I'll grab roofs. Haven't used a single roof yet in any of my builds, but I'll grab it. The double ramps, they would be useful. I think these ones would be cool. Oh, actually, I do have an idea of something I want to work on. I have 6 more coupons. I actually really do want to do some more of these. I like the arrows. I like the numbers. The factory zones, I think it's going to leave us with 1 to spare, which I can't really spend on anything, but that's okay. Oh my god. Yoink! Yeah! Thank you! Boombox, excited. Cup, excited. Look at me, I'm a real Satisfactory YouTuber now. Oh, the amount of people I've seen just flying around with cups in their hands, they look so cool. Wait, it's so small! Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's so hard to control. Oh my god, it's so difficult to control. Why is it skid everywhere? Can I bite it into this? No? Can I go back? Wow! Okay, I don't want to mess around with this properly just yet, but I have a very fun idea that I really want to do. But before we get to that, there is something very important that I want to get going on. So if you remember, back in the last 100 days, I said one of the main reasons that I'm doing these 100 days is to make lots of progress in a short amount of time. And that's still true. And the 2 main things that I really want to unlock before I can start building permanent mega optimized factories are Mark 5 conveyors and Mark 3 miners. Now, in order to unlock those, I need to upgrade the space elevator again. That'll unlock 2 more tiers in the hub, and then I can unlock these bits. Point is, yeah, I want to upgrade the space elevator. That's probably my next priority. I can't unlock anything else. There's no other things that I haven't got factories for, really. So in order to do that, as you can see in the top right, I need versatile frameworks, modular engines, and adaptive control units. Now, I already am producing versatile frameworks. In fact, I think I'll already have enough in a bin. So let's just take a fly over here and try grab some. Nope, that's encased beams. Versatile framework. Beautiful. But versatile frameworks were one of the pieces that you needed for the last upgrade. You just needed more for this upgrade. So that's not really a problem. So is it gonna be enough? I think it is. Damn it. No, it isn't, but that's fine. We'll make those up in no time. We don't need to build any factories for that. So the next 2 things are the modular engines and the adaptive control units. And that's what I need to build a factory for next. To make the modular engines, I'm gonna rejig this factory a little bit. And to make the adaptive control units, I'm gonna come back over to the desert project. So let's freaking go. And so I started by rejigging the factories in the Spaghetti Town to make up the modular engines. To make 2 of these a minute, I need 4 motors, 4 smart plating, and 30 rubber per minute. I rerouted the rotors and reinforced iron plates that we were already making to be split in between 2 assemblers to produce more smart plating, since we already have this set up to make 2 per minute from the last space elevator upgrade. I also brought up the stators we were making from all the way down at the bottom of Spaghetti Town, combining them with yet another new assembler making rotors in order to then make motors. And lastly was the rubber, which I was producing the perfect amount of from the polymer resin over at the plastic and rubbers plant. So as much as it pained me, I dragged that line all the way over in the ugliest way possible. And then all I had to do was put those 3 together in a manufacturer, and boom, we were making modular engines. Moving swiftly on to our automated control units, or ACUs as I'm going to try to start calling them, I headed over to the desert with an inventory full of materials to take advantage of the 4 closest oil nodes to the desert project. in order to produce plastic, which would then go into circuit boards, and then again into computers, and then again into the ACUs. Most of the other stuff I already had on hand in the Desert project, so I linked those up with the new manufacturer first. But back to the plastic, there were 2 normal and 2 impure nodes, which supplied us with enough oil to make enough plastic, but only with one of the normal nodes being overclocked to 200%. As you can expect, with this being a very temporary build, it's super duper ugly, but we had 480 oil coming in, split between 16 refineries, which gave us way more plastic than we could possibly need, alongside 160 heavy oil residue, which I crafted into petroleum coke, just so that I could shove it into an awesome sink, so that the system wouldn't clog up, and I could keep making enough plastic. Alright, so that didn't take even close to as long as I thought it would, but soon enough the plastic should be making its way over to the manufacturers that make computers, and I'll have to keep bringing over that automated wiring every once in a while as well, and then we'll be raking in those adaptive control units before we know it. But moving swiftly on, I've got a fun little project in mind that I want to get working on, so I'll be back in just a moment. I don't think you guys are quite ready for what you're about to witness. Also, don't ask how this guy got in there. He wasn't there 5 minutes ago. I'm just gonna get on with it. It's time to go into a goddamn skate park with a freaking factory cart. Oh my god, please land, please land. Oh god, yeah, flawless landing. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, we landed it too. Ooh, flawless. Let's see what happens when you go up this. Whee! You go straight up and then you fall and you do the epic, whoa, sick landing. Oh, okay, we're back on the road. Oh yeah, sick tricks. Whoa. Oh, up we go. Oh, sick land, flawless landing. I'm stuck in the floor. I'm glitching. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, flawless epic move. Woo! Oh, yo. Kinda upside down, perfectly upside down on the thing. Epic trick. Oh, are we gonna land on this one? Are we gonna land on this one? Oh my god, epic tricks. We're spinning, and we're falling, and we're dead. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I had some time to kill whilst those factory pieces were making up. So in fairness, you might think I'm wasting time. However, there's really nothing for me to do until I upgrade the space elevator again. If I was smart, I might have set up the space elevator parts to be making and then built up the fuel power plant, but I'm not smart, so you know. You want to see the sickest trick that anyone's ever done in the history of Satisfactory ever? Boom! Whoa! Look at us spin! Whoa! Incredible! And we've landed, and oh, we kind of made it. Woo! Epic! What? I am in the ramp. Oh god, this isn't supposed to happen. But hey, listen, there are potentially some more productive things that we could be doing while we're waiting. You see, we are pretty much out of power slugs. I have seen loads of them around the map, but I've been in the middle of something. I haven't wanted to go grab them. So I think what I want to do with the remaining time that we've got before all the space elevator parts are made, which is probably going to be at least a couple hours from now, is to go out hunting for those power slugs. So I'm going to dump out... I don't have enough inventory space for this. Put down another box. We really need to make a better hub. Like, this is the main base right now. It's so awful. And I think actually there's something that I haven't managed to go out and use yet, and that's this object scanner. We got that way at the start of the first 100 days, I think, but I just haven't used it since. So can I yeah, I can calibrate it for power slugs. And then, oh, so there must be one up here, right? Yes. Is that how this works? Oh, wait, where'd it go? Is it down there? What? Oh, hang on. I think it's showing it's here. Look, it's going crazy, and it's down. It must be underground, and I don't know how to get down there. So, whoa, spider! Did you see that? Okay, we might have to forget this one. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do now. Hey, found one. We're just gonna run around and grab as many stupid power slugs as we can. Yeah, we've got another. What we really want is the purple and yellow ones. Blue only give one. Oh, there he is. I found another. Look over that cliff. What the hell is this? What is that? What is with the floor? Ah, it's you. I see you. There's one in this direction. Where? What? Where? How is there one in this direction? Oh, it's under there. Oh god, we're gonna have to whip out the boombox. Wait, what am I dying? What? We're in gas? What? Oh, where's the boombox? No, I put it down. I put it down when we were factory carting. Oh god, okay, I might die. But we're gonna try our best. Please don't kill me. Oh god, we're gonna die. Oh no! First death of the second 100 days. We're back at the hub. In fairness, oh god, I'm so slow. How did I ever walk around like this? In fairness, I probably should have brought some food with me. Watch me jump off a cliff thinking I have a jetpack. Please don't be a giant cliff. Please don't be a giant cliff. Please don't be a giant cliff. Oh god, it's a giant cliff. Oh god, it's a really giant cliff. What are those? What is this? Just run in, grab my crate. Run in, grab my crate. I might need to have a bite. Where's my crate? Where's my crate? Where did I die? Oh, I died there. Eat, take all, run, leg it, get out, run, God, no! Should I grab the boombox? Why didn't I do? What is this? Nitrogen gas? When the hell am I gonna need nitrogen gas? Ah, this way. Is it underground again? Oh my god, it is! It's like right there, God. I wish it wouldn't detect the ones that were underground. Ah, we did find one though. Hey! Yeah. Nearly fell off the cliff. Is this maybe an entrance to a proper actual cave system? Is that a slug? Nope, that's a weird gas plant thing. Oh, a slug, yay! There's another! There's another! Oh my god, it's the slug motherload. I see one. All we found is blue ones so far. I don't want blues. I mean, I do want blues. We got 10. That's a reasonable amount, but I want more. We're gonna run a little bit of an errand while we're doing this, I think. Where are they going? Is it in here? Yes, some automated wiring, we'll bring those to the desert project. We'll check on the modular engines as well, why not? Oh, not bad. We're like halfway there. Get a bit of a vantage point. Where's our sluggy buddy? Oh, he's right there. Ah, golden. Yes. What? Die. Yummy. A yellow power sluggy. Yes, I can see the glow. Aha, hello. Please don't kill me, hog. Don't do it. You son of a bitch. I think it's under this rock. It is. God damn it, I saw you with my eyes! Don't die. Don't run. La. Please land. Oh, that's a purple. How the balls am I supposed to get to that without dying? This is gonna be a fun one. If I like fly off the edge. Wait, am I good? No. Fly off the edge a little bit. Try avoid a bit of the damage. It's okay, we don't have to go back. We just have to. Right, snack. Purple. Please don't hit me, whatever that is behind me. Oh god, I'm going. Hey! It was a big boy. He died! No, poor guy! I didn't know enemies could die to that. It's down there. Oh, I didn't mean to fall. Oh god, I didn't mean to fall. Oh, it's there. It's alright. We wanted to fall. We're all good. Is it in the waterfall? Is that one? God damn it. Kill it with swords? Oh, hello. There's another. I know around here there was one inside a rock. It annoyed me the entire first 100 days. I never mentioned it. I bet that's what it's leading me to. Is it you? Yep, it's you. Stupid. See? You see? Right, okay. See? Boulder! That's what was annoying me the whole 100 days. Look, there's a power slug. I'll run over and grab it real quick. Walks towards it. Boulder. Stupid game. It's an upside down slug. Ah, yay, another one in a rock. Wait, no, it's not. Yay, we're good. Yellow. Look at that galaxy behind. God, this game is so gorgeous. Why is this lighting so ugly? 30 seconds ago I was saying how gorgeous this game is, and then it just went really ugly and dull. Golden. Ah, radiation. Ah, yes, another gold. Oh, I can see another one. I have the eyes of an eagle. I also have the wings of an eagle. Once again, I'm spotting it before the scanner does. Why is the shading so ugly? Why? No, we're rich. Ooh, a gold one just sitting up here on the cliff. Oh! Jesus Christ, where did you come from? That was one of the most genuine jump scares I've ever had. Can I land on the slug? Oh, skillful maneuvers. Hello, sir. Blue dude. Purple. What is that? Holy crap, that's the biggest one I've ever seen. Is that bigger than all the others? Terrible. How did I not see all of them? Land, run, later in escape. Is it even worth it? Do I even want that purple? Don't want no trouble. Hiya! Unless you are trouble, and I don't want you. Oh god, please don't die this far out. Oh, I would cry. Stop building, Brad! Stupid! It's not Fortnite! Oh damn, how much health does this guy have? I've eaten all my food! I've eaten it all! Okay, I'm out. We're not getting that purple. How? See, I know there's an arachnophobia mode in this game. I have never been inclined to use it. I'm not very arachnophobic. But yeah, I know there's that mode in the game. I know it exists. I've never felt that I need to use it. I'm not scared of spiders. But now I'm thinking maybe having them as little cat faces would be beneficial. I can't get over that spider. You know what? I'm turning on arachnophobia mode right now. Arachnophobia mode on. Oh, look, this is where I build my main base. It's like, spoiler alert there. It's far future. It's fine. You'll all forget. Ah, there's a purple one. Oh, it's by the flies. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting that one. I don't think I'm going to survive. Look at all these. Oh my god, we really have plenty. Oh yeah, there's one more blue. Let's round it out to be a nice even 50 blue power slugs. Can I grab you, please? Perfect. So we ended up with 8, 13, 50. So yeah, now I really can't think of much else that I can do before we can upgrade the space elevator. So I'll probably just spend the next however long it takes, bringing over the automated wiring by hand. Then I'll collect up all the resources we need once they have been made. And I'll bring you guys back when we've got all the parts ready to upgrade. So yay! Progress. And just like that, we are back. And as you can see, I spent a little while making the base look a little bit tidier. Everything up here, apart from these, has been moved, and I am very happy with it. Most of our stuff has been moved over to this area. I'll give you a little showcase here in a second, but first thing I want to do is get... Nope, that is the wrong thing. I want to get this going. The Blueprint Designer, of course, that is new in... Is it update 6 or update 7? I don't know, it's one of those. I think it might have been update 7, but there we go. We'll get that going. I think it'll take, what, 10 minutes? 5 minutes to return, perfect. And I also want to go into here to unlock an expanded tool belt, and then I can actually do another one. So that's 2 new hand slots, or at least I thought it would be. Is there only a max of 5? Either way, we can now put our chainsaw in here. These are really the most important things, and I have actually started using this thing because I've discovered it doesn't just move at this speed. If you like hold shift and go along zip lines, jumping between them for a long time in like a straight row, then you actually do end up going a lot quicker, which I kind of didn't realize. But yeah, that's a thing, and it's actually way more useful than I thought. We've just got our equipment workshop right here, which we never really have to use. We've got the fixer car there, we've got the MAM here, and we've got the hub to do all of this stuff. We don't have anything in here. And then all these boxes are actually quite nicely organized. We have more equipment and stuff in here, natural bits, random ores that I picked up along the way that I didn't really want to throw. We've got all of our kind of more advanced components that we've got saved up from the crash sites, and all the other stuff, let's be honest, is pretty self-explanatory. But obviously, the thing that I was actually waiting for while doing all that is the stuff in here. So let's go ahead and upgrade the space elevator one more time. Seal send. Yeah. Oh, dude, I forgot what it did. That is so cool. I'm not gonna lie, that is very cool. Oh god, and the next objective up there in the top right, I'm pretty sure that's the final one. This space elevator upgrade has actually unlocked the final milestones we can unlock in the game. Tiers 8 and 7. Particle enrichment, so nuclear pasta is one of the things we're going to have to make. Thermal propulsion rockets. We're also going to need magnetic field generators and assembly director systems. That's all very complicated. But what can we unlock now? Bauxite refinement, aluminium, amazing. And actually, we can get that one going right now because I'm very smart and I prepared, although I can't actually do that. Never mind, it's a minute and 20 before that one returns. But then we can send up another one and unlock that stuff. Very cool. Logistics Mark 5, obviously, that is something I was very much going for in this video. Oh, drones. Hover pack, very excited about that one. Ooh, that is surprisingly cheap. We just need the alclad aluminium sheets. Then tier 8, we've got nuclear power, advanced aluminium production, leading edge production, and particle enrichment. Yeah, so we're obviously going to have to go for this one. That's the only one we can actually unlock right now. Then the next priority are logistics Mark 5. Oh, and then the Mark 3 miners. But this guy has come back now, so it looks like I can chuck all this in there. Beauteous. Get going. I want aluminium. Oh my god. How have I not done this yet? I don't... Can I skip? Thank you. You're very... Oh! Oh. Wait, does it just stop here? Do I have to... What? It's frozen. Do you... yeah. Oh, okay. What the... I think I broke it. Okay, well, that's very cool. I actually think I do know where the bauxite is. The bauxite and aluminium are the same thing, essentially. I think I actually know where some nodes are because I've seen them up there. Oh yeah, you can see them there on the map. That's perfect. These are the ones that I've seen flying over. Oh, they even show the purity on here. So we've got 2 pure and 1 normal. I don't have to run up there to take a look. So real quick, just like we did with the coal in the last 100 days, I want to kind of figure out how to do all this stuff with you. Actually, nope, we're not going to do that. I had a look at the codex and realised it was way too complicated to learn with you all in real time. I did, however, propose a bit of a challenge to myself where I tried to make the whole factory into a blueprint, which I then realised would be impossible due to the sheer size of refineries. I did still try to use the blueprints either way though, but before we get into that, I need to show you all something very important. Oh my god! I didn't know they... What? Animals can go on the bounce pads. Do it again. Do it again. He didn't do it again. But oh well, let's get on with our blueprints, which I decided to split into stages of the aluminium production line. So I ended up with 4 different blueprints, each designed to handle an input of 480 bauxite, because that's the amount you get from a 200% overclocked Mark II miner, or just a regular Mark III miner, which of course we don't have just yet. The first blueprint has 3 refineries, one overclocked to 200%, simply because you can't fit a straight line of 4 refineries in a blueprint designer. On top of the 480 bauxite, which I inputted with a manifold system, the recipe also requires water, so I get 420 water per minute directly from extractors, and the remaining 240 water I need comes straight from the second blueprint, because as it turns out, water is actually a byproduct from the aluminium scraps recipe. I then brought out the 480 alumina solution we were making into pipes, ready to be connected to the second blueprint, and the silica byproduct from this recipe will also eventually make its way back into the production line at blueprint 3. The second blueprint only needs 2 refineries, and it takes the input of 480 alumina solution that we're producing in the first blueprint, as well as 240 coal per minute, in order to produce 720 aluminium scraps per minute, as well as that excess water that feeds straight back into blueprint 1. The scraps then make their way into the foundries of blueprint 3, alongside 600 silica, which is at least partially supplied by the byproducts of blueprint 1. I couldn't seem to fit all the foundries we needed into the size of one blueprint, so I just built half of them, and then I'll have to place twice as many of this blueprint when we go to install these on the actual nodes. And that means that each of the third blueprints produces 240 aluminium ingots per minute, so 480 in total. In the fourth and final blueprint, we take those aluminium ingots and turn them into both alclad aluminium sheets and aluminium casing. So 240 aluminium ingots get merged with a line of 80 copper ingots per minute, feeding through 8 assemblers, meaning I actually used smart splitters for the first time ever, since they let me feed in both ingot types into all the assemblers using just one conveyor, which hugely saved on the limited space available in a blueprint. The remaining 240 aluminium ingots shoot straight into the top floor into 3 constructors, one of which was set to 66.6 recurring percent to match the input, meaning we were producing 160 aluminium casing and 240 alclad aluminium sheets every minute for every input of 480 bauxite. And there's 2 pure nodes up on the cliff, which again will produce 480 each with a Mark II miner at 200% or a Mark III miner once we get access to those. So bingo bango, we're now producing a hell of a lot of aluminium resources. So let's go get them installed, shall we? And here we are with all of our gorgeous blueprints. I really would like some more inventory space. I have seen, I'm pretty sure there's a mod that gives you practically infinite inventory space. I don't want to install that, at least while we're doing the 100 days still, because that feels very cheaty. Oh, hang on, is that why? I got my 6th hand slot. I just had to collect it. Great, awesome. At some point, I do need to go ahead and just grind out a bunch of these things. So the annoying thing really is that we need water, and the bauxite nodes are all the way up on this cliff, and that pipe, man, I need to take a couple of the things off because it shoots me way too far. Bauxite node right there, that's the one I saw, and there must be one up there as well. Yeah, it must be that I think I'm looking at. But yeah, these are all up on the cliff, which is kind of annoying because I'm gonna have to bring all the bauxite down to the bottom. Wow, that is a lot of spares. Go. Yeah, super supreme tactic. Oh crap. Yoink. Does it actually damage them, or does it just blast them off again? I'm gonna hope it kills them, because otherwise I'm gonna be running around here like mad for ages. If I just run around like this, I don't think they can get me, which is really funny. I might have to run in with a sword or two. Oh, that felt so cool. I like slid out the way. Dude, murder is great. Ah! Right, well, hopefully they don't respawn. That's one massacre out the way. If I just kind of drag you to there, it's going to be super ugly, but this is the best way I can think of to get this done. And actually, I have now just realized I'm going to need to get power up there too. I'm hoping I can just steal it from this factory and then work it up the cliff really awkwardly. Up, 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 across, clonk, across. Oh god, I'm going to fall to my death. Large amounts of pain. Eat, yeet, crash, land, up, connect. Yay, bauxite! But unfortunately, there is one more node. Across, up, scan, up, across, I'm lost. Hello. Across, aha. Plonk, connect, get lost, overclock, up, drag, drop, and just like that, they are down here. Right, so now what? I don't know what to do. We'll just cover up this whole section. I reckon that's enough space for the water extractors. I don't freaking know. Or actually, it would make more sense to have them on this side. Bring this out a little bit. We'll drag that across there. Get rid of those. Big-ish foundation. I should have maybe thought this through more. Okay, so I think we're going to get the blueprints in first. We'll hook up the bauxite, and then the last thing we'll do is get that water in, like so. And then the second one, we should be able to bring you straight into there. And of course, we can also connect up these ones, which means I can get rid of those. The signs would just help me place them together, really. And then this one, which is the one we need 2 of. That one there, I think should be fine. And then in theory, the other one can just go right next to it. So these scraps can go into there. We'll do one there and connect you up with that. Just one of the lines at the moment. So there's the bauxite filling in. Man, this is feeling so real. And now for this set, all I need to do is set up the water extractors. How much water is that I need? So we need 420 water. How much do these produce? 120. So we need 3.5 per. That's 7 in total. Actually, that's way less than I thought. I thought we needed way more, which is why I left a lot of space. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is perfect. We'll set one of these to 50%, connect them all up together, and then drag that into there. Super beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and double this. And just like that, we have all of them in. Now it's just the inputs of copper, silica, and coal to get done. I'll be back once I have all those inputs connected and ready to go, which I have also now done. Oh, well, okay, I guess I did something wrong. What followed was a good half an hour of me trying to figure out where the problem with my aluminium factory was. At first I thought it was just that the water and alumina solution had clogged up, which I do still think was part of the problem because the refineries in Blueprint 2 produce water, and if there's nowhere for that water to go, then they can't do their thing, which means they can't use up the alumina solution, which means that everything just gets clogged up and everything shuts down. But anyways, I tried flushing out all the pipes and just a few minutes later everything was clogged up again, so I went searching for any other problems. I noticed that I hadn't even connected up the conveyor belts for the assemblers making up alclad aluminum sheets between the different floors, but that didn't fix it either. I also tried messing around with these smart splitters going between copper and any, and aluminium and any under fine, and copper and overflow, and aluminium and blah blah blah. I think you get the point. It was a huge pain and I couldn't figure it out. Now that I'm sat here writing the script for this voiceover, I'm looking at the wiki and I'm pretty sure I realise now what the splitters should have been set to, but it doesn't even matter anymore because I already split the aluminium ingot and copper ingot lines into 2 separate manifold systems, so that problem is solved. So by this point I do think that I've solved all the issues, but I would not at all be surprised if I find more problems the next time I go to grab some aluminium, and I'm almost 100% sure that all of you Satisfactory nerds out there are going to be punching your screens right now because I've done everything wrong. In fact, I'm sure some of you have already left comments about it, but I guess I can't really complain. Thanks for the free comment, I'll take it. Anyways, at this point I felt like I was on a bit of a roll, so I headed back to the main base and cleaned up a bit, getting rid of all those blueprint designers that we had for the aluminium factory and our skate park, even though I only built that like less than 5 hours ago. Then I went over to the fuel gen plant to make some quick modifications to the base of the tower that I've been wanting to do for a while. I'd flown past it a bunch of times by now, so I had plenty of time to think about what I'd like to change to make it look that bit better, so that's exactly what I did. No huge changes this time around, but I do think it's a nice improvement. Following that, I headed all the way to the top of the tower to cap it off and call the build complete, apart from that whole second tower that I still need to build, but let's just not think about that right now. So I added a couple extra layers onto the top just to make the proportions work a little bit better, especially because that second tower is going to be a slightly different height and width, so I thought that this would work best. I used a bunch of the double ramps to get the shape right and filled in the gaps with some giant 18 by 8 meter billboards, setting the emission strength to 3, the texture to glossy, and the colour to a nice teal, which I think fits really well into the biome. I then capped it off with a bit of a glass dome, dragged up the power from the lower levels, installed some wall mounted floodlights to light the top floor, and put a thick layer of asphalt to separate it from the rest of the tower. The last thing I did was bring up the central hypertube, and now I'm happy to say that the fuel tower exterior is now 100% complete. And that brings us to hour 54 of our second 100 days, just over halfway done. So let's slow down for a moment and have a quick recap of everything that we've accomplished so far. Of course, the biggest thing we've accomplished is the fuel plant, fitted with 80 fuel generators producing 11,000 megawatts of power in total. And of course, we're producing way more fuel than that, so we can double the amount of fuel generators when we build up that second tower. We've also unlocked pretty much everything that the Awesome Shop has to offer at this point, including the Fix It factory cart, the boombox, and my beloved mug. We also set up the production of modular engines and adaptive control units, for which we finally set up a small plastic factory near the desert to fully automate our computers too. And we used both of these components alongside a bunch of versatile framework to upgrade the space elevator, unlocking us tiers 7 and 8 in the hub, which at least at the moment are the final tiers available in the game. Of course, we also went on that giant adventure to stock up on power slugs for the rest of the video, which I guess was more just something we had to do rather than a big achievement, but we still did it. And yeah, we also built that skate park for some reason. I still don't quite understand why I did that, but it was fun, right? Right? You guys enjoyed it? Moving on! Then of course we unlocked the blueprint designer from update 7 and used it to design some blueprints for aluminium production that didn't really work. But hey, I'm still under the impression that we fixed that, but who really knows? And we used those alclad aluminium sheets to unlock Mark 5 conveyors and the hover pack, which I hadn't even mentioned until now. I really wanted those unlocks to be this super monumental moment because those are two of the things that I've wanted since the start of playing Satisfactory. But the aluminium factory breaking kind of threw me off, and it's been a huge pain in the ass to try and get this video back on track, but I believe that just about covers everything we've done so far. So now we need to decide on what to do next, and I think there's really only one option. Before this 100 days is over, I would very much like to unlock Mark 3 miners, and to be producing the materials that we need to make them. To unlock the leading edge production milestone that gives us the Mark 3 miners and the recipe for turbo motors, we need 50 fused modular frames and 100 supercomputers. And I already know that to actually build the Mark 3 miners, you also do need to make those turbo motors. So our next goal is going to be to produce fused modular frames, supercomputers, and turbo motors. I'm going to do things a little bit different to usual though this time. Usually I decide on a specific amount of the things I want to output, and I bring in all the resources we need to make that exact amount, but this time I'm just going to get a single 780 line of each of the resources we need to make the new components, and we'll make as many of them as we can using those lines. I mean, it's not like I'm going to need hundreds of these things, so I really don't think it should be a problem. So firstly, I brought over a power line from the grass fields connected to the aluminium factory, and then I built a hypertube to launch us all the way straight from this new factory to the main base. I learned my lesson from the desert project. Having to run back and forth for resources constantly is extremely annoying, and as you can see here too, I made a simple blueprint that can carry 2 conveyor belts and a power line, just because it looks a little bit better than having the ugly conveyors snaking their way along the ground to a factory. For the time being, I'm just using Mark 4 conveyors and Mark 2 miners because we didn't have loads of aluminium on hand at the time, and of course we can't make the Mark 3 miners yet, but when we do get the Mark 3 miners, we can overclock them to 162.5% on a pure node to produce a perfect line of 780 from just one node. So that is super nice. But while stocking up all these nodes, I finally actually fixed the aluminium factory. It's been so long and I finally figured it out. It turns out the last issues with the silica clogging up because that's a byproduct from Blueprint 1, but we're also supplementing it with an actual quartz node. So that all clogged up, which means the Blueprint 1 couldn't actually do any of that stuff. So I added smart splitters with an overflow going into an awesome sink to fix that. And it also turned out that for some extremely dumb reason, extremely dumb I tell you, that refineries can't pump liquid like 2 feet into the air, or at least they weren't doing it for me for some reason. So all of the water coming out of Blueprint 2 wasn't even able to feed back into the system, which is why the water kept getting clogged up so fast. I seriously do not understand why this is the case, but I replaced all the liquid pipes to stay perfectly level with the refineries, and that fixed it. So no complaints here anymore. I am very happy to have that issue off my chest. Within this factory, we're also going to need an input of bauxite, but since I've actually managed to fix the aluminium factory now, I'm just going to siphon off some of those items and bring them to the new place. We're also going to need water, but I'll just get that when we need it because we shouldn't need that much. We're going to need oil, but again, I might just siphon off some of the products from the plastic and rubber plant because the closest oil nodes are really far away. And the last thing we'll need for this factory is nitrogen gas, but I haven't unlocked the resource well pressurizers we need to harvest those yet because I'm not yet making radio control units. When it comes to the actual production, like I said, I'm doing it in a very different way. Essentially, I'm going to keep splitting items into separate lines to make everything that I can make with them. I know that doesn't really make a lot of sense, so I'm just going to give some examples and hopefully that will explain it better. Iron ore can be turned into iron ingots and steel ingots. So half of the iron ore will go into iron ingots and half of the iron ore will go into steel ingots. Iron ingots can be turned into iron plates, rods, and screws using the cast iron screw recipe. So the iron ingots will be split into thirds to make all of those. Steel ingots can be turned into both steel steel beams and steel pipes, so half the steel ingots will go into beams and half the steel ingots will go into pipes. The only thing that steel beams can go into that we actually need are encased industrial beams, and the pipes can go into heavy modular frames and stators, so the pipes will be split into halves. Hopefully that makes a bit more sense now. Of course, I'm fully aware that this is going to be a crazy inefficient factory, but just to say it one more time, it really doesn't have to be efficient. I do not need many of these materials, and this is very much not a permanent factory. It's also not going to be a particularly good looking factory, but I am going to do my best to make sure it doesn't turn into an absolutely insane mess like the aluminium factory did, because I absolutely despise trying to fix that, mainly because of how much of a mess it was. So if we have issues with this factory down the line, I want to be able to know exactly where things are and have space to actually install mergers and splitters and stuff like that. Anyways, the first material I made was concrete. Since that's the only thing I can make with limestone, I thought it'd be a nice way to get into the build. We ended up with 20 constructors all underclocked to 86.6%, so that each constructor consumed 39 limestone per minute and produced 13 concrete per minute, turning 780 limestone into 260 concrete. Then I moved over to the Caterium line, using 20 smelters also underclocked to 86.6% to turn the 780 Caterium ore into 260 Caterium ingots, which I then brought straight through into another section to make quick wire, since that's the only thing you can make with Caterium ingots. I used a total of 26 constructors, 14 on the bottom and 12 on top to make up that quick wire, and all of those constructors are working at 83.3% efficiency. I then moved over to smelt up the copper, placing down 30 smelters split between 3 levels, all underclocked once again to 86.6%, turning those 780 ores into 780 ingots. The next section was a little bit more complicated though. I had to turn those copper ingots into both copper sheets and copper wire, so I split our copper ingot line in half, so 390 ingots went into a manifold system on the left, feeding 24 constructors set to make wire, all of which were working at 100% efficiency, apart from the 2 on the end, which I overclocked to 200%, simply because that made the number of constructors I needed divisible by 4, the left and right on the bottom floor, and the left and right on the top floor. The other 390 copper ingots fed into the 24 constructors on the right side, underclocked to 75%, making copper sheets, with the last 2 in the manifold being overclocked to 150% for the same reason as the wire constructors. Then it moved over to our raw quartz input to turn them into quartz crystals. Since I don't need any silica for the things we're making in this factory, I could put all 780 quartz into 30 constructors underclocked to 69.3% to produce 468 quartz crystals per minute. Then I figured it was time to work on smelting the iron and coal, so I split the 780 iron ore into halves. One half went into 14 smelters working at 100%, except for the 2 on the end being underclocked to 50%, all making iron ingots, and the other half moved its way down to the coal into a set of 10 foundries underclocked to 86.6% to make 390 steel ingots per minute. And as it turns out, there's no other use for coal in this factory other than making steel ingots, so the input of coal only has to bring in 390 rather than the 780 that all the other resource nodes will be bringing in. Of course, then I had to bring the steel ingots in to make steel pipes and beams, so on the left side of the manifold there's 5 constructors overclocked to 130%, making 130 steel pipes per minute, and on the right side of the manifold there's another 5 constructors, each underclocked to 65%, making 48.75 steel beams per minute. Then I went back over to the copper, splitting the line of 780 wire into 2 halves, half of which just stays as wire for the time being, and half of which feeds into a line of 7 constructors set to 100% apart from the one at the end being underclocked to 50%, all producing cables, leaving us with a conveyor of 195 cables per minute. I then decided to go and combine the concrete and steel beams, since the only thing we can make from either of those is encased industrial beams. All we needed was 2 assemblers for this, since we're hugely bottlenecked by our steel beam production, meaning we are producing way too much concrete. But hey, I knew this was going to happen somewhere in the build way before I even started making it. So in these 2 assemblers, we're making a measly 12 industrial beams per minute. Then I decided to make a start on the basic iron components, those being plates, rods, and screws, using the cast screw alternate recipe, meaning I don't have to turn them into rods and then into screws. I split the 390 iron ingots into 3 lines, each feeding into their own manifold of 10 constructors. The plate constructors are underclocked to 41.7%, producing 83.4 plates per minute. The screw constructors are working nicely at 100%, producing 500 screws per minute, and the rod constructors are underclocked to 83.3%, producing 125 rods per minute. But before we got around to finishing this section and connecting up the power, I decided I was kinda bored and that I very much wanted to take a bit of a break. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of bored, and I very much want to take a little bit of a break. So as I've been building this factory, you can see these blue ones, these are where all our nodes are. This is where we're taking the items from and bringing them into this grass fields factory, which I haven't got a proper name for. There are not many pure nodes around here, so you can see I've had to cart in quartz from all the way up there, but I've also been marking out all of the crash sites that I've seen and labeling them with what I need. So that's what I want to do right now, run around and try gather a whole bunch of hard drives. Although first, I have just remembered, if I go up to where the iron was, I did see it, but I didn't grab it because I really wanted to grab it with you guys. I swear I did not Google where this was, okay? I knew it existed, I knew it was in a cave, but I had no idea where on the map that cave was, and I found it, and I'm kind of mind blown, and I'm really happy because I wanted to get it in this video. Right down this cliff, right behind this waterfall, I believe there's a power slug. Wait, was it a power slug that I saw? Oh no, I see it! I see it! Yes, yes. Look, Deep Rock Galactic boombox tape. Deep Rock Galactic has what might be one of my favorite game soundtracks in all of existence. Anyways, I'm gonna dump out most of my inventory with all the stuff that I've been building with, and now we'll shoot all the way back over to the main base. I haven't actually shown you guys this yet, I don't think. So, boom, look at that. Look at the factory down there, and you can see all the conveyor lines. Oh, well, now we're in the fog, but you could for a brief moment see all the conveyor lines sneaking their way through the forest, and I think it looks super cool. And look how fast we travel. Oh, I'm so glad I set up this hypertube. It would have taken so long to do this otherwise. I need to grab some resources from our storage area. 2 stacks of rods. 2 of them. 2 of these. 2 of those. Sure. Some of them. Some of that. Some of that. Them. These. Those. Those. Some of them. You too. Some of those. Those. These. More. Yoink, yoink. And some concrete. Some modular frames. And lastly, some steel beams. Okay, let's go hunting and listen to some tunes while we do so. Hard drive number 1. Yoink. Thank you. So we can get rid of you. Remove. Actually, I just want to check. We did get this one that's right by the base, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. We did. Good. So I'll skip a little bit of this. Hopefully that'll shoot us high enough. There's one just up here. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Is that the one I pinged? It is. Oh, God. Oh, big. Just pew, 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 boy. Can I just run in here real quick? Can I just grab it and be gone? Thank you. Give it. Thank you. Bye. Oh, there's one like right under us. Oh gosh, I'm still going up. I am still going up right next to a whole bunch of uranium. And one of these dudes. Oh God, there's multiple. Okay, just get in. What? No turbo motors. I can't do that one. Okay, well that was a pointless launch. I gotta say, by the way, that tower looks super cool off in the distance, does it not? Okay, let's go Nyalm again. We are going for that one, which is right there, I think. Yoink. And open. Get rid of you. I think we're maybe better off running to some of these by the craters, because they're just up that hill there. And I can grab this dude on the way. I haven't ran up this cliff since the early days of the 100 days before this 100 days. Ooh, for this one up here, we're gonna need power. Hopefully I did end up grabbing everything I need for that. Wait, what? Hello? What? What? What the f- That was one of the most genuine screams of terror I have ever had on this entire channel and my life. Well, we're back at the hub. What the hell? It was a hog with a jetpack that one-shot KO'd me. How do I even, what, how? Can I make myself a pair of blade runners at least? Silica, modular frames, rotors. Oh, I don't have any modular frames here. Oh, it's okay, I can make some. Obviously, when you're doing YouTube series in a game especially, or when you're just playing a game, you stumble across things that you maybe wouldn't have found just yet. For example, I knew that Deep Rock Galactic tape existed. Didn't know where it was, but I knew it existed, so it wasn't really a huge surprise. But I had seriously not a clue. I have never, ever, I had no idea that existed. Why does that exist? A hog with a jetpack that one-shot KOs you in a massive explosion. It's unreal. I don't understand. I'm so glad that I didn't know that existed though, because that was a genuine huge surprise. Okay, let's go collect our stuff. Oh, and I can't shoot myself up this because I don't have a freaking jetpack. I could have probably made one, but we're just gonna run. By the way, that box from the uranium is still here. Yep, there it is. Oh my God. Wow, that was incredible. Should have probably grabbed a weapon as well, but here we are. I can't get over that. I really can't. Hopefully he, I think he survived, so I think he'll still be there, and that's terrifying. Let's hope he's not alive anymore. Where's my stuff? Is he still here? Oh, there's my stuff, there's my stuff, there's my stuff. Grab. Right, yep, run away a little bit. Okay. Inventory, blah, 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 blah. Sweet, I think we're back. Oh wait, no we're not. Where's my jetpack? No way, was the jetpack the one thing that I couldn't grab because my inventory was full and it's auto-saving? Ah! Should be able to grab the rest of this stuff now. Please. Don't be there, you stupid dick. Yeah, jetpack, yes. Haha, no, put it on. Haha, yeah, haha. Right, what was this again? Power. Blah, 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 blah. Biomass. How much does that produce? And now can I open you? Yay. Thank you. And then get rid of those. Run in. Open it. Grab it. Thank you, bye. Hell yeah. And there's another. Yoink. Wait, what? Oh, I ran past it. Oh, there's 2 alpha dudes. Can I just get in and leave? Yoink. Fuck. Owie. Just open it. What? Why? Oh, does it need power as well? Come on. I know there's guns in this game. I'll get to it, okay? I wish I would have got to it sooner. I've had enough of you. You were supposed to fall off the cliff. Why no fall off cliff? Go away! Yes! Ha ha ha! Ah! Off! See, that's what I was trying to do. Right, open. Thank you. Bye-bye, I'm gone. See ya. Whew. I hate this game. Open. Also, running along these Mark V conveyors with Blade Runners. Super fun. You need... Oh, sweet. It's very nice not to have to set up power. Thank you. Power. Bonk. Boop, boop. And open. What? No. More. Boom. And grab all those back. Thank you. And this one, believe it or not. Oh, wait, this one's not free. Did I not write down that this one was free? I did. Well, Brad, that wasn't very smart, was it? There we go. This area, by the way, looks super cool. I would love to have something built here at some point. I do have a plan in mind for what I want to do after this 100 days. I'm not going to tell you guys it just yet, because I might change my mind. But there we go. I do have a plan. And... open. And the last one is right by the plastic plant. I'm not sure how I have never seen this. Also, I realized that since I've been using the zip wires, that this was actually something that they added in like update 7, this little sprint function. So I wasn't totally stupid in not realizing that didn't exist when I first tried it out in the first 100 days. Time to stab something, and this one is actually free. There we go. 15 hard drives. Grab those too. Oh wait, grab those also. Okay, bye-bye. Now we'll shoot our way back over to the Grassfields factory. Oh, yes, I've been wanting to do this. This is a perfect opportunity. I want to see, can you land on the Skyray? Oh no, I'm gonna miss. No! Okay, so I really should get back to building up this factory because look at that. We are at 171 hours, so we are very much burning through our time left. So I'm going to build up a MAM right here. Sure, that works. And whilst I'm building up, I will be putting in all of these hard drives. And whoa! Turns out I already had one that I hadn't collected? Really? Wow. I guess I'll choose this. Sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go through and scan all these hard drives one by one whilst I'm building. And yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Let's get back to building this crazy, insanely huge factory. And I'm not gonna lie, this is where the factory started to turn into a little bit of a mess. Not a Spaghetti Central level of mess, but more of a desert project type of mess. So, you know, not a mega mess, but a bit of a mess. You get me? Mess. Anyways, as you've been seeing in the background, the first thing I did was finishing up the basic iron component section, and I collected my first of 15 alternate recipes, which you can see right here, and I picked the one in the middle. Then I moved over to the opposite side of the field and set up my machines for AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and circuit boards. At this point, I'm not going to bother telling you how much of each material I'm making every minute, just because they're all wildly unbalanced and every material has some kind of ridiculous bottleneck that secretly kills me inside, and I'd rather you guys not be killed inside too. You are so very welcome. Also, if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't even know how much we're producing per minute for most of these resources, so I couldn't tell you even if I wanted to. Anyways, whilst I was building those up, I collected 3 other alternate recipes, which you can see here, where I picked the one on the left, here, where I picked the one in the middle, and here, where I picked the one on the left again. Then I was starting to get into the materials that needed plastics, rubbers, aluminium casings, and alclad aluminium sheets, so I brought those over from the islands to the grass fields using my conveyor blueprints, and at the end of that process, I collected another alternate recipe, for which I chose the one in the middle. The right side options are really getting neglected right now. Then I put down a couple assemblers to make our reinforced iron plates, and I also spent a little bit of time tidying up some of the areas that I'd gotten a bit lazy on, and I collected yet another alternate recipe at the end, for which I finally picked one on the right. After that, I started making up our rotors, collecting another alternate recipe where I selected the one in the middle. Then I started making up our stators, collecting yet another alternate recipe, this time picking the one on the right. And then of course I started making up our motors, but this time I didn't collect an alternate recipe. I did however decide to start building up a larger structure in the middle of all our other sections, because most of our remaining components are made in manufacturers that need 3 or 4 resource inputs. So I thought that that would be the best way to stop the conveyors from turning into spaghetti, and whilst doing that I also collected 2 more recipes, selecting the left option on the first and the right option on the second. On this new bigger foundation, I first started making up modular frames and then turning those into heavy modular frames, and then I collected another recipe. Most of the alternate recipes haven't been particularly amazing, at least not as far as I can see, but this sloppy alumina alternate recipe is perfect for a build that I have in mind to get working on after this 100 days. And I'm actually super excited to start on it, just because I think it's a super unique concept. I really think it's a good idea. But enough teasing. I then set up a manufacturer for crystal oscillators, which is somehow the first time I've ever automated these. And of course I collected another recipe at the end, selecting the one on the left, which is also a pretty good one because it allows us to get 1 ingot from every 2 ores rather than 1 ingot from every 3 ores that the normal recipe gives. Though you do need to bring in water as well, and you need to make it in a refinery rather than a smelter, which uses a lot more space, but hey, it may still come in useful in the future. You've been seeing me in the background setting up computers before collecting another alternate recipe that's really similar to that pure Caterium recipe, except this one is for copper. Then I set up radio control units for the first time, collecting yet another alternate recipe, and then using those radio control units to unlock the aeronautical engineering milestone in the hub, which unlocked us the recipe for supercomputers. And I bet you'll never guess what I did after that. I built the manufacturer for fused modular frames. Nah, I didn't do that, you dummy. Obviously, I made the manufacturer for supercomputers, and after that, I unlocked the advanced aluminium production milestone, which gave us the resource well pressurizer and the recipes for heat sinks, cooling systems, and fused modular frames, the latter of which I built next. But we need a source of nitrogen gas to make them, so I headed over to our nearest node to the factory. Okay, let's check out, for the first time, the resource well pressurizer. I am, by the way, all the way over here. I think this is the closest nitrogen node to the Grassfields factory. Quite a way away. We are going to have to drag this quite far, but resource well pressurizer. Does it come out a specific side? Not that I can see, weirdly. So I guess we'll just place that down. Can you interact with it? Yes, you can overclock it. Okay, well, there's these little ones. Maybe these are what they actually come out of. Fracking satellite node. What is a fracking satellite node? Do I just need to power it? Is this why? What the hell is what? Oh no. Oh wait, hang on, what? But nothing changed! Why can I do it now? Okay, whatever. I guess we'll get one of these down on the rest of these. Oh, so does each of these produce 120? 120, 120, 60. Okay, oh, normal, pure. 120, 240, 300, 360, 480, 600. Oh, perfect. That's the max we can get in a Mark II pipe. So I guess we'll all just kind of jam these together into like one main one. There we go. We have 600 nitrogen gas per minute, and it looks like you just overclocked this one, but there's no point in doing that because a pipe can only carry 600. Also, I have learned via YouTube that these guys don't have head lift. So you know how if you want to get water or any other liquid to go up in a pipe, you have to use the pumps, but with the gases you don't have to, which is really nice. So now we've got the very, very fun oh no. Oh, I don't have many copper sheets. Grab shite tons of those. We don't need these. Go away. And we're back. Let's keep going. And I think I just have to connect it up to this hole right here. And voila. So in theory, I just want to check before we get moving. Fuse modular frames. The nitrogen gas is very slowly filling in, but that's just because it has to move all the way through all those pipes. Eventually it'll all fill up, and there'll be plenty of them right here. That is pretty much everything going except for the turbo motors, because I haven't unlocked the recipe for those yet. With this ginormous mess being left behind for a bit, I don't know why I'm flying over there. I need to go this way. There's a fun thing that I found in a comment of the last 100 days video that I really want to check out, and we'll head back to the main base. Let's see how many awesome ticket things I've got since I last checked. Oh, what? Oh my god, that is more than I expected. I thought we'd have like 20, since it takes so many more points to actually get a single one now, but there we go. Is there anything I can spend this on? Oh, we got 12 in here too. We'll grab clean pipes, sure, and tilted walls, and the rest of the patterns. Okay, there we go. But that's not the main thing that I wanted to check out. The thing that I saw in a comment was, I think if I do this, if I put you in there, does that do something?
Fixit Incorporated does not waste. As a reward for your creative input, I have been given permission to grant you a gift. You can find it in the awesome store. I hope you like it. It was my first solo project.
Oh, it takes 20 coupons? Okay, I kind of thought it was free. The Cyber Wagon. Give me it right now. It's so stupid. Oh my god. It's perfection on wheels. Well, can you really call those wheels? Let's get zooming. Let's... Yeah, look at me. Really getting a move on here. This is great. I'm so speedy. Super speeds, let's go up this ramp. It's a shame we don't have the skate park anymore. Yeah, okay, well, that was a good 30 seconds of fun. But yes, anyway, like I said, the main base is going to be changing. That's why I'm recording right now. And that's because I want to move the main base to, is it this area? I think it is. This base is so outdated. We've been at this main base for, what, how many hours now? Basically 180 hours. We've still got like our very first, pretty much very first iron factory. And honestly, that's been what has supplied me with all my screws and rods and plates. This has been like more than enough for me, honestly. And I don't plan on deleting this, but I do think we need to move into a more permanent main base area. Now, I'm not going to be able to build all of it because I have some huge plans for that. That'll be in some video in the future. And all of our factories now are so spread apart. We've got everything we're making in the desert project. That's my main source of like heavy modular frames, computers, motors, and probably a couple other things I can't remember. We've got the plastic and the rubber and the aluminium products. We've got the new stuff in the grass fields. And even though I do have a couple hypertubes set up, it's still a bit of a pain to have to run back and forth from A to B. Point is, these are all very spread apart. It's annoying to run around for resources. So I want to get into, for the first time, trains, which are, yeah, there they are. So we are going to create a railway that goes all the way to the desert project, through this valley to this base, past the rubber and aluminium, down to the grass fields, and it's going to loop back around and it's going to work its way up the cliff to right here. At least I think it's right here. I can't really recognize it on the map. I guess I should probably show you guys what place I'm thinking of exactly. Let's go into like this one. I think that'll be more suited for shooting me over to this place. Not there. Where the hell is this place? Yes! It's right here. This is where I want the permanent main base to be. This place looks so cool. A waterfall that leads into the infinite abyss. Just, I can imagine what's going to be here. It's going to be so cool. So I think I'm going to get to work on building up this railway with our 20 hours remaining. I'm just going to set this up right here. The new main base. Woo. So yeah, let's get to building this train that's going to go across the entire map, which ended up taking about 5 hours to complete to a purely functional level. I started out by placing down a train station at the new base location with room for 5 freight cars for the 5 main locations we have around the map. Then I set up a simple storage room with 1 industrial storage container for most of the items that we're producing in all these other factories, with a sign placed on the inside of the loop to display what item will be going into what bin. And then I set up 2 loops with Mark 5 conveyors traveling around the whole storage area, but I'm not going to explain too much about how I organize the main storage system just yet. I'll give you a proper showcase after this voiceover. Then I went ahead and designed a simple blueprint in the same style as the conveyor one that we made for the grass fields factory, except the purpose of this one is to place the railways on top of so that they aren't getting in the way on the ground. Then I went around the map placing down these blueprints and the rails on top to our 5 main factories. The way that I have it set up right now is that the train's first freight car gets filled up with the items from the grass fields, the second freight is filled up with the items from the island, the third is from starter base, the fourth is from the cliffside, and the fifth is from the desert. I don't know if this is just how everyone does the train systems in Satisfactory, but it's the best way that I could think to do it, so that's what we've got. I then went back to the storage hub to make sure everything was working, which it wasn't, so I made a couple of tweaks, and just like that, the train delivery auto-sorting central storage system is complete. So let's go ahead and give you a proper showcase of how the whole thing works, and then we'll get up to some fun stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while. Okay, here we are. Look at all that storage right there. I've just grabbed the rest of the stuff from the old main base. We are officially moved over here now. We no longer have anything stored over there, which is kind of crazy. There we go. So this is our new storage area. It's kind of huge, and I'm about to make a factory for something that isn't even going to be able to be stored here, but luckily it's not something we're going to need very often at all, so I'm not worried too much about it. Anyways, let me put on my hover pack. This is our train station. It's kind of a shame that it's just turned nighttime, but the train comes in from down there, lines up here. All 5 of the freights get unloaded. They have a little bit of space between each of them, which makes sure that these can fully unload at least into these by the time the next tray comes in, which it definitely can do. So these merge all the way down here into this. This is more of just a little bulk storage to again make sure that these can keep draining out and keep filtering through. So it goes into here, through here, through here, and across there into all of these smart splitters. We've got 2 rows, so we can actually process our items at a rate of 1,560 per minute, I'm pretty sure, because we've got 2 belts of 780. So they come around here. For example, on these first few ones, we've got iron plates, rods, and screws. So these will have plates, rods, and screws on the right hand side, which makes sure that only those items can go into the corresponding bins, and then the rest of them continue to overflow through the system. And these have to be set to overflow, because if these bins get full with rods, then if it wasn't set to overflow, the rods would just get stuck here and it would block everything up. So the rods will then continue to go through all the way around the system, and they will feed straight into these awesome sinks, which is really good. And we got 15 more coupons already. So yeah, that's pretty much how the storage system works. I'm sure there's absolutely better things I could have done for it, but this isn't a permanent storage system. It's just a good storage system for the rest of however long it ends up being. And then of course the train just wraps around here and goes straight back where it came from, and oh, it's actually coming in right now. That's perfect. You can see here though that the first freight car isn't actually activated yet, and that's because I haven't connected the thing up in the grass fields, because we're not actually producing everything we need to produce there just yet. But now I want to set up a small simple factory to make black powder, which is just coal and sulfur. And I'm just now realizing there is another item that I need to produce right now that I don't think I have unlocked, and I think you get it in here under sulfur smokeless powder. There it is, sulfur smokeless powder. Thank you, there you go. And I think you are now getting the idea of what I want to be making. And you make that with, oh, heavy oil residue. Well, on the upside, I think I have an idea of where we can do that. So I'm gonna get some items ready, then we'll head over to the new place, and I guess I'll throw you into a quick little voiceover segment to show you what I'm about to do. So I quickly went over to the Desert Factory's plastic source that we built up earlier in the video, because we were already making heavy oil residue that I was just turning into petroleum coke so that I could throw it in an awesome sink. I put down 1 miner on a coal node and 1 miner on a sulfur node that for some reason was invisible. They're producing 120 coal and sulfur per minute, and they feed into 8 assemblers to make 240 black powder per minute. But before I could connect the resources up, something very awesome happened. You have got to be kidding me. I pressed spacebar. Why? Well, we're back at the hub. No, I've made such a huge mistake. I don't have resources here. I can't use my hypertube to get back because I don't have a jetpack or parachutes or anything here. Oh, I can't even get up that ledge. I hate everything. Don't want to walk all the way back. Wait. Is my explorer still here? It is. Please have fuel. Fuel? Fuel! Yes! We're good. I can't cry too much. The hell was that? Was that a jetpack hog? How have I found 2 of these? Can I have... Oh! Ah! Jetpack! Oh my god! That is unreal. How have I found 2 of those in the past, like... I mean, it's been a lot of hours of gameplay, but they're supposed to be so rare. That is incredible. I am genuinely mind blown. And now we can yeet ourselves all the way back over there. That is incredible. Who would have thought? Jetpack Hog saves the day. Okay. Got my stuff back. So getting back into the build, half of the black powder goes into a storage container and the other half goes into a set of 3 refineries that should be overclocked to 200%, but I can't be bothered running back to the base to grab the power shards. And then that black powder combines with our rerouted heavy oil residue from the plastic to produce plenty of smokeless powder. And yeah. that's it. We're making black powder and smokeless powder. We'll leave that running for a little bit and we'll come back to it later. Now I'm going to smack down one of these to get me back to base a little bit quicker. I have to take you down, which actually is great because now I won't spawn back here. And then we'll head back to the new main base. Actually, no we won't. That's not where we need to go. We need to go to the Grassfields factory because we should now have enough supercomputers and fused modular frames to unlock this leading edge production that we've had pinned in the top right for ages. And then, sure, God, where do I even put the hub here? I don't know. I might just have to expand this foundation out here a little bit. Right there. And we should now have everything we need to get this milestone. Bing, bing, bong, bong, and kalong, kalong. Wapong. So we now have turbo motors and Mark III miners officially unlocked, which means I can now put that onto there. And now we need to get working on the turbo motors so that I can actually make the Mark III miners. So for the turbo motors, we need radio control units we're already making. We need cooling systems, for which you need heat sinks. So that's what we'll do first. I guess I'll put them here. 1, 2, 3. Get in some floor holes. Then we can get some of these on. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get my sheets from over here to right over there. I think my best option to make them not clip is that. If it isn't clear, I very much kind of gave up on making this organized towards the end. My rule kind of became, as long as they don't directly overlap one another and directly go through one another, then I'm okay with it. And I know it looks like these should be, just by looking at the immense mess that it is, but none of these conveyors go directly through each other, which I think is pretty impressive. Drag that back down there. That works. Click that into you. You go into that. You go into that. And you go into that. And I need to drag the sheets from all the way up here. Then we can connect that up to that. And you into there. And you into there. And you into there. So we are making roughly 22.5 heat sinks, and the cooling systems take 12. So we'll basically need 2 of these blenders, which I think we'll just place like right here. We'll get the holes in and connect the pipes up. We'll drag you to there and you onto there. It's ugly, but it works. Get our heat sinks in. We'll bring them in from here. Drag this as far as it'll go. And on one of these, we'll put a splitter. And I can grab you. And I think that'll just connect up on its own. And then on this one, I can have that. Drag that straight into there. Which doesn't look great, but it works. And we'll do a similar thing with the rubber, just from the ground. Is that gonna work? Yes, it is. And now we just need the water, which is only 60 per minute. Plop down, I think, one of those just chilling in the water there. And try work that through this whole shebang. And I might need a pump. Plop down one of you, connect you up, and you, and you. And we should have, yay, water coming right into here, making about 12 cooling systems per minute. Now they need to go into these. What I'm gonna do is just put another one there, set it to you, and overclock it out the wazoo. We are so nearly done. Connect the cooling systems right up like that. I will have to split these here, and those can go into there. Then I can grab the motors from here. The last thing is the radio control units. There, perfect. We've done it with minimal intercutting. We should be making turbo motors. Yes, we are. Oh, that has taken quite a while. I still do want to decorate it if we even have time. We've got like 12.5 hours left, so we'll just have to see. And now we're going to go back to that powder factory we made just a little bit ago. Let's see, how much have we saved up? Definitely enough. Definitely enough, wow, okay. And now we've got to run back to the new main base. We got here just in time to see the train come through too. So, I'm definitely going to need a man, we'll probably need a crafting bench, and we'll almost definitely need an equipment workshop, because I want to unlock pretty much everything that this thing has to offer, as well as some other stuff. But the first things I wanted to unlock were a whole variety of new fun weapons to destroy my enemies with. So I spent the next hour or so crafting up some cluster obelisks and a detonator, a rifle with homing ammo, and lastly, a rebar gun with explosive ammo. And that is finally now done. We have all these new toys to play around with. The first thing I want to try is, can you blow these up with explosives? I feel like the answer's going to be no. Okay, it's landed on it. Right click. And it didn't explode. Oh, but there's a guy there. That means I can test out my new homing ammo from this far away. Oh my god, did it die already? Did it die to the gas? Did I even kill it? I don't even know. Oh, hello. I'm going to blow you up. Loser, 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 loser. And you. Oh, you're an alpha too. How about we try blow one of these guys up? Pretty sure you can like... Oh god, that didn't really work. Pretty sure you can actually attach these to the enemies. Is it? Yes, it is. It is. It's on him. Surely 2 cluster explosives is enough. Oh yeah. That was enough. And I'll shred all your babies too. There's one enemy, or actually a couple enemies in particular, that I want to go schmurderize, because they gave me hell in the last 100 days. The first of which should be found right about here, if he's even still alive. Oh, yes he is! This guy. The guy who knocked us down there. Do you remember that? If you do, that's impressive. Also, haha, sucker. You're gonna die! You deserve death! Die! I said die! I think he might be dead. You absolutely deserved it, buddy. The second enemy I had in mind, the stupid dude that was guarding the stupid thing. I might have killed him. Yeah, I think he's dead. Ah! What? You survived that? In that case, if this guy's not here, I have another thing in mind. A return to this cave. Oh, I see ya. You're dead. You're dying. Stupid. Oh my god, there's so many. I didn't realize there were so many. We're gonna try this. That down. Blow them up. Bong long. Oh! Whoa! I've never seen that one before. Is that one of the big alpha ones? Which means I really want to kill that guy. Wait, did I do it already? You dead? You dead? You're dead. Can you tell I'm enjoying this? They're so cute. But they're evil. Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus. Oh, I kind of feel a little bit mean. It looks like I've made it out the cave again. Also, those are destroyable, I think. Is there a power slug there? I think so. I missed. Yeah. Well, I kind of overcrafted some stuff, really. But we've got plenty of weapons of mass destruction for the future. Well, maybe one more wouldn't hurt. Maybe just one more wouldn't hurt. Maybe just one more wouldn't hurt. So now I guess we should go back to being a little bit productive. And in order to do that, we're gonna need some more miners. And we'll make our way up here to the grass fields. And now we can upgrade all of our miners here at this factory to Mark IIIs. So that we actually have the lines of 780 that we are supposed to. And as you can see here, I made it very clear to myself that I don't need 780 coal. Can I just directly upgrade you? Yeah, it looks like I can. We'll head over to the next node, which is the Caterium right here. And in order to make 780, you do need 2. That is mad. Look at that. What? And then we can upgrade our copper. And there's our limestone. We will do our iron. And last but not least, our quartz. And that means that I don't really know what to do now. I've kind of done everything that I had in mind. We've got Mark III miners. We're producing what we need for it. We've got an aluminium factory for Mark V conveyors. I'm not sure what to do right now. I mean, there's a few things that I can do, which is probably what I'm going to work on, because obviously I do want to spend 100 hours because I don't want this video to be like a lie. But yeah, we've kind of accomplished everything. So I guess I'm going to throw you into a little bit of a voiceover to tell you guys what I'm about to spend the next 11 hours of my life doing. So for the next 11 hours, I wandered around doing a whole bunch of random stuff. Firstly, I started to build up a new proper place for the space elevator over at the new base location, but partway through I decided I wasn't quite happy with how it was going, so I took a little bit of a break. Then I installed an overflow on the heat sinks and cooling system conveyors, which eventually would end up going into the train station to be delivered to the new storage area. I also finally removed the creepy ass face in the sky above the old main base, which, let's be honest, needed to happen for a really long time. Then I unlocked the hazmat suit and nuclear power milestones in the hub, leaving us with just one milestone to unlock, for which I needed electromagnetic control rods. So I set up a super temporary factory that I filled with materials manually, that I left running until I had the 400 that I needed, which I used to unlock the final milestone that the game has to offer: particle enrichment. Then I really wanted to unlock everything that the MAM had to offer by the end of the video, so I did a whole bunch of research here, but I'm not going to list off everything just because there is so much. Then I headed over to the Grass Fields factory and tried to reorganize and decorate the big box with all of our manufacturers, but to be honest, there was only so much I could do with it. Regardless, it's definitely a massive improvement over the mess that it was before. At the very least, you can't see the immense conveyor spaghetti from the outside, and let's be honest, that's all that really matters. In the process of decorating that building, I also hooked up the remaining resources that we needed to the train. By then, enough time had passed for 100 supercomputers to be crafted, so I used those to get the last 2 unlocks of the MAM's Caterium section, meaning that every category was completely unlocked apart from the sulfur one. All of this stuff had been done way quicker than I thought it would have, so I went out exploring to look for more power slugs and discover the remaining bit of the map that I hadn't been to in this video, because of course the map reset when update 6 hit. We definitely didn't need them, but I'm sure they'll come in handy in the future. Then I unlocked compacted coal in the MAM, can, which I then crafted and immediately used to unlock the recipe for turbo fuel, and then I set up another super temporary factory to make some packaged turbo fuel, which I also immediately used for yet another piece of man research, unlocking turbo rifle ammo. At this point I was really running out of stuff to do, so I installed a ridiculously huge bulk storage system for aluminium sheets for a project in the future, but I don't want to spoil too much about that just yet, just know that bulk will come in handy. I also installed some lights at the storage room and my first ever radar tower, just because I can, and then I finally went back to finish the space elevator build that I started earlier, which brought us to our 99th hour of this 100 days. But there's something very special that we've got to do before we wrap this one up. Oh yeah, look at that time. We have come so far. I'm sure you're wondering what that final thing that I wanted to do is, and I'm about to show you. I have saved up a good few coupons, and I'm about to spend them all on something that I absolutely do not need. If we go over here to Fix It Specials, scroll down a little bit, Satisfactory, Pioneering. Oh yeah, look at it. It's so satisfactory, and don't even talk to me about this, alright? No. A true symbol of everything that we have accomplished over not just the past 100 hours, but the past 200 hours that we've spent in this save. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this with me. Of course, we don't have a permanent place for this just yet, so I'm gonna try and get it up here, just like that. Perfection! We have achieved satisfactory pioneering. And with that, I don't really know what to do. So I think this is really the best place to end it. We've accomplished so much. And what better way to end it than with a fireworks show? Oh my god. Oh my god, that was way bigger than I expected it to be. Alright, so here we are once again at the part of the video where I sit and talk to you all for a little bit. Firstly, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, I'd hugely appreciate it if you could just leave a like, and leaving a comment saying literally anything you like would help to push this video to a lot more people. So it'd absolutely be amazing if you did that. If you plan to stick around on the channel, I've got a poll linked in the pinned comment that'll give you guys a vote on what game I play next. That'll be done in a much more series-like fashion. I'm going to give the poll until 2 weeks after this video goes public, so if you're going to stick around, please vote on that. I really would love your input. Of course, I'll be working on that alongside other things I have going on, including the next Satisfactory video, which won't be a 100 days, but more of a giant factory build that I've been teasing throughout the video, all smushed down into my highly edited format, and I plan to start working on that once update 8 hits the main branch. Anyways, to talk about the stats of this video for a bit, I have just under 600 gigs of footage, and I haven't actually deleted any of the footage from the last 100 days, so my Satisfactory footage folder has a whopping 988 gigabytes of footage altogether, which is absolutely insane. And of course, it goes without saying that I spent a ridiculous amount of time working on it. Obviously, I don't quite know how much, at least 150. I would argue more near to 200 for this one. I started recording this one right after Update 6 released on the main branch of the game, and I initially planned to release it way back in November. I have no idea why I thought that was even possible. Uni got really crazy, crazier than it's ever been, and I barely touched the video for like 3 months after October. Then I was aiming for a mid-April release, then a mid-May release, and here we are now with this video finally going up at the beginning of June. But hey, I'm really proud of how it turned out, so it really was all worth it. But yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot more for me to mention. If you've made it this far, I appreciate your support more than you could ever believe. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in whatever our next project is. Bye guys!